My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. And welcome to another daily reading vlog. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. It is the 30th of March. We have 2 days left of the month, so yay! Hope you guys are all doing well. Today should actually be a quiet day. Like I said, yesterday was a little bit busy. We kind of did some running around and stuff like that. We do have to go back to the grocery store today, but only to pick up a few things that Walmart didn't have. But we may do that today or we may do that tomorrow. We don't necessarily need the stuff today. Today just might be a lazing around the house day. So there is a storm that's happening right now, but we're missing it because we're further south by the lake. North of us is getting hit with, I think, snow and an ice storm. We did get ice last night. The trees they're starting to melt now. I've actually got the window cracked open in here just a bit, just to let some fresh air in. It's quite nice outside. I mean, it's not warm by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not freezing cold, so that's always nice. But yeah, and the front porch, because it's wooden, was a little bit icy this morning. But like my husband was saying that the driveway and stuff was fine. So, and my mom went out this morning, so there was no problems. Clearly, I think the roads were just fine. They were salting and putting stuff down on the roads over the last few days, kind of anticipation of this. So yeah, I mean, we're fine. But if we lived further north, then there would be a problem. But anyway, so I've had breakfast and it's about almost 10 o'clock in the morning and I just did some reading. I listened to another chapter of An Irish Bookshop Murder by Lucy Connolly, which I'm still enjoying. I'm about 62% of the way through that one. I should get that one done today, hopefully. We shall see. And I am also still reading Ozark's Missing Person by Maggie Wells, and I'm about 40% of the way through that one, and I'm really enjoying that one as well. But, oops, just hit my book cart behind me. But anyway, I'm going to relax, watch some BookTube today, do some reading. I'm going to do some crafting. I did do another little sock yesterday for my little, but it's for me. I'm saving it for me. And I'll show it to you guys later. I don't have it right here, but I'll do a little crafty update later on in the vlog. But yeah, I will update you guys later. Bye, everybody. Hello, friends. It is a little after 11 o'clock, and I'm coming to you with a bit of a reading-adjacent update. So, okay. So this is what's been going on. So a couple of days ago, I was playing around on my Google Drive, and I do use my Google Drive like it is the cloud for me. Like, I save so much stuff in there. I don't really do pictures and stuff like that. Like, I don't really, to be honest, I don't take a ton of pictures. I do, but I mostly the cats. But other stuff, like all my spreadsheets, sorry, again, every time I sit here, the glare of my glasses drives me crazy. Anyway, reading stuff like, all my information about my reading and all those things, like I have it going back for whatever. Anyway, I have file folders. I have stuff for like any jobs that like my resume, like all kinds of stuff are on the Google Drive. Anyway, I was going through some stuff and cleaning it out a little bit. And I have a folder that's literally titled Random Stuff. So I was going through there and I'm like, what's in here? What can I get rid of? And I came across an old spreadsheet that I used back like in 2021. So, I mean, that's not that long ago. It's like 4 years ago, but still. So what happens is I must have filed it away in the wrong place, clearly, because it was in the random folder. It should have been in my reading folder. And I really like that spreadsheet. So that was a spreadsheet that I got for free. I think it was originally the Let's Read spreadsheet that Brock did. Those of you who are familiar know that there's this guy named Brock Reads. Is it Brock Reads on BookTube? And he did the spreadsheet. He used to update it every year. I don't think he updated it 2025, but I think he did 2024. But him and Little Book Owl, like a bunch of people collaborated and created this free spreadsheet. It's a Google spreadsheet, a Google Sheets spreadsheet. And I modified the living daylights out of it. Like, it's not recognizable to the original sheet, to what I've done to it. So basically I took what they did, used a lot of the formulas, and just kind of made it my own thing. What I love about that sheet was the stats that it gave. The sheet that I use now, the spreadsheet that I use now that I got from the With Allie, I think she's the hardback hoarder on BookTube. She has an Etsy shop, and that's who I bought my current spreadsheet that I use. It's a 5-year spreadsheet. So it's good for 2025 through 2029. And I really, really, really like it. Like, I'm going to continue using it. But when I found this one, I got super excited because, again, it's got stats that I really, really like. And it's actually a little bit more simple than the one I'm using now. Because like I said, the one I'm using now is a 5-year sheet. So there's a lot of stuff on there. Whereas this one, it's year to year. And I really like it. Anyway, I decided to pull it back out, dust it off. I made a copy of it. So I refiled the template, if you will. and, somewhere that I could find it again. And I duplicated it, made a sheet for 2025, and I was kind of like just fixing it up and changing some of the dates on it and stuff like that. So now what I've started to do is import the information from my spreadsheet I've been using for this year onto that one, so like they're duplicated. So to a lot of you, this might seem like overkill, but I am a spreadsheet junkie. I am a stats junkie. I love that kind of thing with my reading. I always have. I don't know why. But I decided to do that. So I'm working on slowly doing that now. Now, with that being said, this goes to the second little part of this little discussion here. So back in January, I read this book, Outback Nurse, by Fiona Lowe, Carol Marinelli, and Amy Andrews. So those of you who don't know, this was gifted to me by Amy Andrews late last year. I think I got it in like November after I got out of hospital. And she sent this to me. So this is part of the Mills & Boon 50th Anniversary Collection. Mills & Boon Australia's 50th Anniversary Collection. There were 4 books published in total. So there are the 4 of them. So gratefully enough, earlier this year, or back like in February, Mills & Boon Australia actually sent me the other 3. So I'm so thrilled. Like, I've got the entire collection. So when I originally read this book in January, I read this book and posted it as reading this book. Even though in total there are 3 separate stories in here. 3 separate full-length novels that were originally published separately. This is a bind-up, right? So I had asked you guys at the time, like, what should I do? And almost every single one, I think every single one of you said, list the story separately. You're reading 3 separate books. It just happens to be bound up in one collection. But I listed it as this. Still don't know why. I think I did it just because this is so pretty, and I just wanted this on my Goodreads shelf, like this book showing. Does that make sense? And then I was thinking about it today as I was like transferring the information from spreadsheet A to spreadsheet B, and I went, but does it matter? Like, I read 3 stories. Like, it shows I read 19 books in January, when in reality I read 21, because I listed as 1 book, but it's technically 3. So I'm shorting myself 2 books, basically, right? I know it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but it kind of sort of does, right? And especially because I'm tracking the category romance books that I'm reading. I want to track the fact that I've read extra category romance books. Like, I want to list the 3 category romance books that I read in this collection. And when I read the other ones, I realize I'm going to do the same thing. Like, and I do want to get to those other 3 at some point. They will get picked up at some point. So anyway, if you go on my Goodreads now, you're going to see that this book is gone, that this book is not listed anymore as a book that I have read. And instead, I changed it to the 3 books that are in here. The Playboy Doctor's Marriage Proposal by Fiona Lowe, The Outback Nurse by Carol Marinelli, and The Outback Doctor's Surprise Baby by Amy Andrews. Now, the first 2 books, the one by Fiona Lowe and the one by Carol Marinelli, were only ever published by Mills & Boon Medical. So they were never published in North America as a book. Whereas the third one by Amy Andrews was published here in North America as a Harlequin medical book. So anyway, that's a whole thing. For those of you who aren't into category romance, it might not make any sense to you, but excuse me for the hiccups, but that's what I decided to do. So yeah, so I changed things around a bit. So now I'm up to 56 books read so far this year. And that put my total up to 21 books for January. So that's not too bad. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. That's just something after the fact that I decided to do. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that, actually. I'm happy with my decision on doing it. I have these books on my shelf. These are going to sit on my shelf, and they're going to be beautiful. And, that's good enough for me, right? So it doesn't have to show on Goodreads. Oh, and on a secondary note, I am annoyed with Storygraph. I know everybody's like, Storygraph is so amazing. Storygraph is fantastic. I don't like Storygraph, you guys. The more I'm using it, the more I'm disliking it. I don't know if you guys who use it have found this problem, but like, I was looking, so I changed everything, and I changed it in Storygraph as well. And I'm like, I got rid of this book, and I added the three books separately. And then I went and looked, and it said that I had 56 books read on my spreadsheet. It said I had 56 books read for the year on Goodreads, and it said 57 on Storygraph. And I'm like, oh, maybe I forgot to delete this one. That would make sense, right? And I went back, and I'm like, no, that's gone. For some reason, it duplicated when I read Killers of a Certain Age. And I'm like, why is that duplicated? So I went and I deleted one of them, and it deleted both of them. And I'm like, now I gotta go back and fix. This is not the first time this has happened. This has happened a couple times. And I know my friend Cajun Peaches has mentioned a couple times, because of the books that she reads, a lot of them don't show up even on Storygraph, that you've got to add these books in, because there's not a lot of stuff there. And you know what? I can see it being great, but to me, I guess I'm just so used to Goodreads. It just feels clunky to me. And I just think I'm going to put it to the side for now and I'm not going to use it. It's just a hassle I don't need. I'm frustrated with it, to be completely honest, you guys. It was kind of like when I saw this and when I deleted the one book and I thought, okay, if I delete one of them, it will make it correct. And no, it deleted both of them. And I'm just like, what the heck? So, anyway, I don't know if you guys have had any problems with Storygraph. Let me know. It's frustrating. Anyway, so there's my little non-reading update. I'm going to get back to playing with spreadsheets and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hello friends, it is 8 o'clock and I am just popping on or it's just before 8. I'm just popping on with the final clip of the vlog for today. So first of all, I promised I would show you some of the knitting I've been doing. So this is the next sock that I did and I only did one. So this yarn, the green yarn, I have a pair of socks that I made for myself out of this yarn. This is literally all I had left and I did not have enough to do a full little mini sock. So I had to do a contrasting yarn for the cuff, heel, and toe. This is for me. It's going to go on my Christmas tree. I'm going to make it into a little ornament and I absolutely love it. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I did yesterday. So that was my big crafty project yesterday. But anyway, quick reading update before I let you guys go. That I finished a book. I just finished reading An Irish Bookshop Murder by Lucy Connolly. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. So because it is Sunday, I will be talking about it on Tuesday. So stay tuned for my reading wrap up on Tuesday for more information on that one, more of my thoughts on it. Anyway, guys, this reading sprint is almost over. So I'm going to jump back into the live and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.